16-3, 9-1 in conference. What's been working well for you guys so far this year?
We're typical, I guess, for us. We force people to turn it over a lot. So we score a lot off our defense, which probably leads to, we're shooting, a really high percentage. We're tops in the league and field goal percentage. I mean, we shoot a really high percentage. Score a lot of points. I mean, we're averaging, averaging about 82 points a game. I think it's in the top 20. I think top 10 maybe in the country in scoring. Shooting almost 50%. And shooting 35% from three. Don't take a lot, but I think that's probably been the strength of our team is our defense. I mean, we're score off our defense and force people to turn it over. I mean, we're averaging 22 turnovers a game plus, and that's been being healthy for the most part and being able to play a lot of guys. We average 11 or 12 guys in double-figure minutes, so that's been part of the reason why we've been so successful. Play a bunch of people.
So it's been 2 months since that famous shot against Duke, the last-second winner. How has your program changed since that day?
I don't think we've really changed a little bit. I think it probably gave us, confidence. We really turned this roster over from a year ago. We were banged up, last year, and unfortunately, I had a couple kids that we had lost like 130 games, 124 games to injury and dismissal to a year ago, and so we had a lot of unknown going into this season with 8 or 9 new players. We took a foreign trip this summer and really grew, like a lot of coaches will tell you, but we didn't know really how good we were going to be, and I think that probably validated, how good we thought we were going to be. And so I think more than anything else, it gave us a lot of confidence that this team had a chance to do something with themselves this year.
So you and I have talked about this before. I was a music agent for 20 years for like Grammy-winning bands, and then I would go on tour with the bands for a couple months, and then I'd come home and get back to regular life, and they'd be still on the road as rock stars, and I always had like a little bit of a crash, a little bit of a come down from, I'm not being treated like a rock star anymore. Was there any bit of that with your team? I'm turning on, I'm seeing CNN, I see Stephen F. Austin, I'm, Jim Rome, Colin Cowherd, all these guys talking about you, and then it's kind of a little bit back to reality. Was there any crash after that?
I know for me at least, I mean, my wife's still making me do my laundry and stuff like that. I wasn't getting special treatment at home. But, I think the thing for us, Chris, is that, the day after we played, we had this schedule, but our kids are feeding the homeless here for Thanksgiving. So, we try to treat our guys, and they handled it great, just like they've always been. And obviously there was a lot of attention brought to us. I tell you what was probably the best thing that happened to us. We went and won at Arkansas State on the road. We played on a Tuesday at Duke, and then we went to Arkansas State. And I was emotionally drained. I was physically tired going into Arkansas State. And I really challenged our seniors to, how much are they satisfied where they were? Do they want more? And we played okay the first half, and we played great the second half. I mean, we tried to take 16 charges in the game, and we played great the second half. I think we won 18, 19, or 20 in that game. And
So, last time we talked a little bit about just your health and that. You said, well, I wouldn't mind losing a few pounds in the off season. Just how have you been sort of health-wise, happy-wise, everything good?
Yeah, I haven't lost any weight, but yeah, I'm doing good. I mean, I lost my mom this summer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
We've had a lot of distractions. I've got an assistant coach, Wade Mason, who's had 2 cancer surgeries starting, this past June, and had another one in December, the stage 4 liver cancer. And so basketball really hasn't been, for better or for worse, hasn't been the main focus for me. And I think to a certain extent for our team. I mean, when ball is down on their totem pole and you do it for the joy and for, just for the love instead of being a grind, then you can really just have fun playing. And I think relationships and things like that become a lot more important. And I think that's what you're seeing kind of with our team, just the love and the bond that they have and just the joy of playing. And so it's been a lot of fun to watch them.
Has that helped, your kids? I mean, are they, like, as far as, your players and that, they're aware of that situation? And is it, how have you sort of seen them react to that?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, because we all have reasons why we play, right? I mean, reasons why you coach, reasons why you do what you do, and you have to play when things get tough. You got to play for something besides yourself. And, I think that's kind of what we've adopted this year more than anything else is who are you playing for besides yourself? And this selflessness attitude and not being selfish. And obviously Wade Mason, is somebody that I think our team's playing for. There's people at home that they're playing for, not playing for themselves. And I think you see the unselfishness, on our team, unselfish offense, unselfish defense, and playing for others. And I think that's some of the reason why we're at 16-3 at this point. So it's been, like I said, I thank them. They're a fun group to coach every day. We coach them hard, and I appreciate them allowing us to coach them hard every day. I mean, I think they're not a typical bunch. They're very atypical in this generation, and I appreciate our guys allowing us to coach them the way we do.
So that being said, 16-3, looking really good so far. I've watched you a few times on TV. Goals for the rest of the season?
Well, we just want to keep trying to get better. I mean, win the next game. I mean, the guys have been pretty single-minded. For us, we play at Lamar, and on Saturday, as we talked today, we haven't had much success at Lamar since I've been here, and that's a really big game for us. And we'd like to win the regular season if possible, and ensures postseason for us. But the ultimate goal for us is